right? We don't even have our own. We've never came into our own. That's just being practical, okay? And we're the only people that's required to still have empathy, pray for, love. Now, nobody's going to pray for that guy who did this New Orleans bombing. Nobody's going to pray for the guy that blowed up, who did the Trump Tower blowing. I'm not saying, but we have to pray for people, forgive people that do us wrong all the time. Okay, you go ahead.
Showing the terrifying moments on Bourbon Street. Pedestrians fleeing that white pickup truck after the driver jumped the curb, past a police car, and barreled down the street, all captured on surveillance video.
I need EMS taken down Bourbon now.
Horrified witnesses recording the scene along 3 blocks of the French Quarter.
And there were just bodies and the screams. I mean, you can't think about, unhear that. It's just chaos.
Police say at least 15 people killed, more than 30 others injured. Authorities looking at this as an act of terrorism. The FBI describing the driver, 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, as a U.S. citizen from Texas, an Army veteran who served in Afghanistan. In a YouTube video posted 4 years ago, Jabbar identifies himself as a realtor.
I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston.
Authorities now looking for any potential links to terrorist groups after finding an ISIS flag attached to the back of the rented truck. President Biden addressing the nation.
Mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill.
This morning, CNN reporting, according to 2 officials briefed on the investigation, that law enforcement is reviewing videos made by the suspect while driving to Louisiana, discussing his allegiance to ISIS. NBC News has not yet verified that report. Inside the vehicle, police found weapons and a homemade bomb, with more potential improvised explosive devices found in the area. Louisiana's Attorney General telling NBC News those IEDs may have been made in a local Airbnb. Video showing police nearby running towards the chaos, taking down the armed suspect in a gun battle that left 2 officers shot.
Felt like a war zone. When you look down Bourbon Street, you look all the way down the path the terrorists took. There were no barriers. He essentially had a free pass to go down Bourbon Street as fast as he wanted.
100%. Local officials say at the time of the attack, protective barriers or bollards were under repair and not up. Instead, police strategically parked patrol vehicles to block key roads. Still, authorities admit their prevention plan failed.
We did indeed have a plan, but the terrorists defeated it.
The city council president calling for more scrutiny.
I will say this, that the bollards, they go up and down, but the sidewalk protection is still not what it should be.
Among those killed, a recent high school grad, 18-year-old Nakira Cheyenne Dito, 28-year-old Tiger Besh, a former Princeton football player, and Nicole Perez, who leaves behind a 5-year-old son.
Everybody loved her. And now she gone. She never come back. Her baby. I need to tell him. I don't know how else I can explain him.
The community left to grapple with the new year, already tainted by tragedy.
You feel for all those families that lost loved ones, including those still in the hospital right now, fighting for their lives. We know that doctors and surgeons are working around the clock in hospitals all over New Orleans. One of the reasons why New Orleans may have been the target, as we mentioned earlier, the Sugar Bowl and those college football crowds. As we mentioned, it was postponed from yesterday to today. The game will go on at 4 p.m. Eastern. The governor says that it's safe to have the game today and says he's going to show it by going there tonight.
Hey, thanks for watching.
So now that's good. I never seen that video, so I guess they just released that today. Can you show the video what Senator Kennedy had to say? This
yes, sir. We certainly will.
Now y'all tell me what from listening to the video. What is he saying?
Here's what I want to ask from the federal government: catch these people, and then tell the American people the truth. Now, I don't want you to tell us yet anything that's going to interfere with your investigation. And there's things that I've been told that I think are true that I'm not sharing with you today because it could interfere with their investigation. But after we get to the bottom of this, they need to tell the American people the truth. and the people of New Orleans the truth, and the people of America the truth. I think the mayor and the governor are very wise to postpone this ball game for 24 hours. There's just too much stuff we don't know, and it's just not worth it. But I guess my final point is, I will promise you this: I will, when it is appropriate and this investigation is complete, you will find out what happened and who was responsible, or I will raise fresh hell, and I will chase those in the federal government who are responsible for telling us what happened, like they stole Christmas.
Now, what did y'all just pick up?
I'm sorry, I wasn't even listening.
What was it?
Say, he's a senator. He was letting New Orleans, he's from New Orleans, he was letting them know, he came down after that happened, he was letting them know that he knows some things, but he can't say anything because it jeopardized the investigation. But when this investigation is clear, when it's done, that they need to come clean and tell the American people the truth. Why would you say tell the truth? Well, you know
what do you think he's referring to by the truth?
That boy was their plant. Their plant got out of their hands.
Who's
plant? He was the government plant. Just listen to what he's saying. It makes no sense. Why would the federal government tell you a lie? He said that when this is done, I know stuff. He said when this is done, he said they're going to tell you the truth. Tell the American people the truth. Tell the people in New Orleans the truth, which means you didn't get the truth. Why would he think about what he said? You heard he told him. He said, he said, if they don't, he said, I'm gonna raise fresh hell. Then he said, I'm gonna chase the people who's in the government who are responsible for it. I'm gonna chase them like they stole Christmas. He got my word. He's adamant. He's trying to tell you that they know more than what they told you. This boy was their asset.
But you think they're going to allow him to say the truth, preacher?
Well, he's old enough.
I think he done said too much already.
He said enough that if something happened to him, people ain't gonna let that go. I think they realizing now they're gonna get with him and they're gonna talk him out of, hey, he said me and Ra think the same. I'm telling you, it's too odd. When
Ra, we think the same too.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing where people don't this is again, he's looking at his people. Some of those people that were injured are some of their people. And he's looking at, we're not letting it get away. If this were like all people of color that got hit and ran over, make no mistake. But because some people got ran, I'm just being honest. This is America. We need to be honest about it. Don't play games. We live in a place that racism is still very much alive. And we're not fair. For me, I don't care what color people was, that has to be stopped.
Right.
And the thing is, too, you can't keep creating these groups, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, all these groups being created. The PKG, who Turkey fighting against, they all fight. America sponsors them.
Yep.
These other groups, they're fighting, and he keeps telling them, we can take them out if other people stop backing them. These people are making a mess. But what we look at sometimes and what they look at, and I want to be two sides on it, okay? And the two sides I want to tell you, the way they view things ain't the way we do it, okay? They view things like this. Dr. Joe is a potential threat. I'm monitoring her. Once she makes friends with you, now I need to attack her because you have some missing parts. She needs to become a major threat. So a lot of times, so then what they'll do, like Tula could be a threat, but Tula does not get along with you. So I let Tula keep operating because we have a mutual interest of taking her out. Tula is dangerous now. She's dangerous. This is hypothetical, people. So but I need her to help me with getting her. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things they'll do. Sometimes enemies will collaborate in order to take out, they feel like a bigger threat. So a more common threat. They operate, and what happens, the American people, when we see it, we get